Wow. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Hobo here today, and WrestleMania 33 just went off the air. The first ever 2-day WrestleMania. This mania ended just about 2 minutes ago, so that would be about 12:17 a.m. Monday morning, technically, and all that good stuff. Let's just get right into the nitty-gritty here. I lost my prediction battle with my two friends, and that's never fun. But yeah, so let's get right into the review for WrestleMania 33 from Camping World Stadium, aka the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Let me just adjust my mic here. The first match on the pre-show was Neville versus Austin Aries. This is a pretty good match. These guys, they worked very well together. I'm excited to see if they work again at Payback, and they're probably gonna have they're not gonna have a better match at Payback because this match was really good, and they're probably not gonna get enough time to work at Payback unless they're put on the pre-show, which would be awful. But Neville beat Austin Aries in a good match. I think that both men showed up. They performed well, and it was a good showing for the cruiserweight division. So congratulations, Neville, for retaining at your first ever WrestleMania. And Austin Aries, it was his first ever Mania, and he didn't come out as strong looking, but he definitely held his own, and it was a fantastic match. So congrats to the cruiserweights on a good match. So next up, we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm just gonna say this right now: Killian Dane from NXT was probably the standout competitor in the whole thing. But the big shocks were Big Show and Braun Strowman getting eliminated very, very quickly. Braun was my pick to win the whole damn thing. However, we got down to the last three, which was Killian Dane, Mojo Rawley, and Jinder Mahal. And Jinder threw Mojo outside the ring and began to beat him up, got right in Rob Gronkowski's face, of course, the tight end for the New England Patriots. Gronk jumped the barricade, got into the ring, shoulder checked Mahal. And I think Killian Dane already got thrown out by this point, so then it was just Mojo and Mahal, and Mojo throws Jinder out, and Mojo celebrates his Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal win with Rob Gronkowski. Congratulations, I guess. I really couldn't care less because I think Braun needed to win it, and they gave it to Mojo for some reason, so, I mean, good job, whatever, I don't care. Next up on the pre-show, we had Dean Ambrose defending his Intercontinental Championship against Baron Corbin. This match was fun. Surprised that it went on the pre-show, but obviously, because of how late this show ran, it's 12:21 right now as I'm recording this, and this is just ridiculous. But yeah, I guess it needed to be on the pre-show, since that was already a guaranteed 2-hour block, and you really didn't know how long Mania was going to go. But yeah, fun match. Dean Ambrose picks up the win, retains his Intercontinental Championship. This was the deciding factor in my WrestleMania fate. If I had gotten this match right, then I want to be a loser. I would be a tire. But I chose Baron Corbin, and my two compatriots both chose Dean Ambrose. So screw me, as I like to say, because I just lost WrestleMania already on the pre-show. Let's get into the WrestleMania 33. Excuse me. Whew. Yeah, I'm not going to edit that out either. I was drinking a lot of Fanta during the show. This is a long-ass show. Yeah, WrestleMania 33 main card started off with Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. What a freaking match. These guys, they really tore the house down. And after this, the crowd really wasn't the same ever again. They kind of peaked in the opening match, and I don't think they ever quite recovered. But really, they fell off later in the match around the time Seth Rollins and Triple H came out, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, Shane and AJ, a bunch of fun spots. Shane went crashing through the announce table after AJ rolled off of it. Shane hit coast to coast on AJ, nearly put him away. Shane got to kick out of a half Styles clash, really. AJ put Shane away with a phenomenal forearm in the end. Really, really, really good match. And I told everybody leading up to WrestleMania that this was, if any match was going to steal the show, it would be this. And what happened? It came out and it stole the freaking show. And I told everybody, and everybody was like, oh, it's going to suck. I know how great AJ is, but whatever. Shane and AJ put on a hell of a match. This was awesome. Congratulations to AJ for beating Shane, which we all got right. But yeah, this was a phenomenal match, no pun intended. Or was it? But yeah, good match between these guys. I enjoyed it. It was awesome. AJ Styles picks up the win. Next, we had Kevin Owens challenging Chris Jericho for the WWE United States Championship. Another really, really good match. I'm sure there's going to be people who are going to say this match is better than Shane and AJ just because Shane McMahon was involved in the first match, but Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho put on one hell of a match. And the wrestling all around in this show was really good, aside from the last 3 matches. But yeah, really good up until the last 3 matches. So yeah, good showing for Kevin Owens and Jericho. Of course, we all know their backstory at this point. This is a fantastic match. Kevin Owens, of course, as everyone predicted, picks up the win against Jericho and becomes your new United States Champion. Next match was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax versus the Raw Women's Champion Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. This match was kind of there and then gone in the blink of an eye. Nia got eliminated first after getting triple teamed, I guess would be the proper verbiage. Then Sasha went out due to some Charlotte shenanigans. And then Bayley beat Charlotte kind of out of nowhere with the Macho Man elbow. So yeah, Bayley retains when no one thought she would, really. I mean, all of us had Sasha Banks. Well, not all of us, because one of us changed our predictions the day of the show. Whatever. Changed our prediction of Bayley and got it right. So screw that. But yeah, up until today, we all had Sasha Banks winning this match, to be fair. So yeah, that was a big surprise when Sasha got eliminated second. But, I mean, I guess it was a good match. You know, nothing to complain about, but I guess it could have been better, is what I'm trying to say. But congratulations to Bayley, first WrestleMania, first victory, and a successful retention of the Raw Women's Championship. Next, we had Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus The Club versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Before the match got underway, the New Day came out in their wrestling gear, proclaiming that they had just been informed that this match would be a fatal 4-way for the Raw Tag Team Championships in this ladder match. And Kofi was saying, oh, who could be the 4th team? And then the crowd, of course, was going, who? And as they're standing there, they kind of move over to the side, and out come Matt and Jeff Hardy. Are you freaking kidding me? I personally hate the Hardy Boys as they were in WWE, but I am a fan of the Broken universe, Broken Matt and Brother Nero. I'm a fan of them, and I'm going to let you guys in a little secret here in a minute, but as you probably predicted, just because the Hardys were in it, they won the whole thing, and the match was really fun. They won the Tag Team Championships, and they've pretty much won every tag team title there is to win. So I'm going to say congratulations to the Hardys, though. They are going to go down as maybe one of the best tag teams of all time. And this is just going to help their case. So congratulations to the Hardys for beating Enzo and Cass and the Club and Cesaro and Sheamus. But the little bit of a scoop I'm going to give you is on the WWE Snapchat after the match, the Hardys were on, and Jeff said the Club's reign is now obsolete. And then Matt said, because we have deleted it. So I'm 100, maybe not 100, maybe I'm like 80% sure that the Broken Universe is coming to WWE. So don't get your hopes up, though, because that was just on Snapchat. That was not on the main show, and that was not on anything that Kevin Dunn has control over. So just be weary. But as far as I'm concerned, the Broken Universe is inside the WWE Universe now. Next, we had John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. This match was really freaking weird, but it was great in its own right for everything that happened. Miz beat the hell out of John Cena for about 10 minutes, and then Cena came back, tagged in Nikki. Nikki beat up Maurice, and then Cena came in. They both hit, Cena and Nikki both hit Miz and Maurice with the 5-knuckle shuffle. Then they did their double finish spot and won the match. And as many people predicted, John Cena got on the mic talking about how he had waited since Nikki Bella got her surgery to say this. And then he got on one knee and proposed to Nikki Bella right there in the middle of the ring. And that was an amazing moment. Very touching for me because John Cena is my favorite superstar of all time. He is my favorite professional wrestler of all time. Yes, shoot me if you wish. But I was born in 99, raised watching wrestling in the early 2000s, so John Cena was always my guy. I will fight you to the death. He's my favorite superstar of all time. And this was an amazing moment to watch at WrestleMania. So yeah, congratulations to John Cena and Nikki Bella. They won the match, and now they're getting married at some point in the future. So that was fun. Next, we had Seth Rollins versus Triple H in their non-sanctioned match. Talk about a really good match. It's probably going to get shafted by a lot of people. This match was a bit slow, but it had to be. They had to be careful with Seth Rollins' knee. Sure, we don't know how healed he actually is, but if his knee is still not 100%, then they wrestled the match they needed to wrestle. It was a methodical match, very spot-oriented. They worked Seth's knee the majority of the time, but the finish was really fun. So Seth's climbing up the ropes near the announcer table. There had been a table there propped up since about the beginning of the match. And Stephanie climbs up and tries to grab Seth Rollins. Rollins moves out of the way. Triple H runs at Stephanie, but is able to catch himself and not knock Stephanie down through the table. And then then Triple H turned around into a super kick from Rollins. Triple H then falls backwards. It bumps Stephanie off the apron through the table. And then when Triple H comes to the realization he just knocked his wife through a table, he has the most enraged look of all time on his face. And then he turns around right into a pedigree, and Seth Rollins defeats Triple H. I was super excited for this match, and I think it lived up to the hype. It was a really good match, really fun match, and I enjoyed the hell out of the whole thing. So I'm going to say congratulations to these guys for putting on one hell of a match. Next was the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. This match was weird, like in the same sense that the Cena and Nikki Miz Maurice match was weird, because it was just kind of like, okay, like Orton was getting his ass handed to him for a large portion of the match by Bray Wyatt. There were some really cool visual spots where Wyatt would go to the corner and do the little bending over thing, or, well, that just sounds weird, but like where he would like bend backwards or whatever, and then they would show maggots and worms on the ring mat, and that was really, those spots were really cool. And yeah, so finish kind of came out of nowhere. Orton, well, that makes sense. The finish came out of nowhere, and Orton hit an RKO for the win. So that gives you the ending. Randy Orton is your new WWE champion. He beat Bray Wyatt to the surprise of every single person with a heartbeat. We all picked Bray to win, and we all got that wrong because Bray got buried. I'm sorry to say it, but Bray has lost every single one of his WrestleMania matches and looked like a jabroni last year. So I'm going to say he's certifiably buried at this point. And I'm sorry to say it, but excuse me, it's really sad to see that. But yeah, I think Bray has really reached the end of his tenure. Well, not his tenure, but he's really outlived his usefulness as a character. Unless you bring the whole Wyatt family back, then I don't see there being much use for Bray Wyatt other than a mid-card guy who does some spooky stuff to get your faces over. And that's terribly sad. But Orton's WWE champion again. Yay. Cool. At his 13th WrestleMania, he won his 13th world title. Cool. Yay. Cool. Next was Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship. This match was freaking great. This was a fun match. It only went maybe, less than 10 minutes, I think. I think I predicted that too, that it would go less than 10 minutes. But it was 10 German suplexes from Brock. Goldberg hit 2 regular spears, a spear through the barricade, hit a jackhammer, couldn't put Brock away. Brock hit the 10 Germans in an F5. I think it was only one F5. and beat Goldberg to become the new Universal Champion. So that was hella fun. Brock's the new Universal Champion. Goldberg probably going to be saying sayonara from the WWE. It's probably his last run, so thank you, Goldberg. And Brock is back, being the conqueror that we all know and love. Next was the surprise, because we all thought this match was getting bumped from the whole card. Frankly, because there was just no time. Because it was already 11 o'clock when this match, when the entrances started for the WWE Women's, the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match. It was already 11 o'clock by the time the entrances started. The match only went about 4 minutes. As a matter of fact, I think it went 4 minutes and 55 seconds or something like that, which is absolutely awful. So much for your Divas Revolution. I guess you had to cut time in order to make room for the Flow Rider concert. But Alexa Bliss defending her title against the whole women's division. This is probably the worst WrestleMania match put in a big spot of all time. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. A 4-minute match for the biggest championship in your women's division on SmackDown. Well, the only, but whatever. It's still the prized possession in that division, and you're trying to push a Divas Revolution, and you have these women go out and put on a 4-minute match, and you have the most predictable outcome of all time? Naomi just goes in there and wins like nobody even cares? I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I hate Naomi. So let's just move on to the main event, which you all know by now what it is. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns. JR, Jim Ross came out to do commentary, which was hella cool. But also, as soon as JR came out, the thought crossed my mind, oh boy, this is Undertaker's last WrestleMania. And then the match happened. They called it to be a no disqualification match, and they needed it because Reigns ended up hitting the Undertaker with 3 spears. Couldn't get the job done. Hit a couple of Superman punches. Then he had to use the chair. He speared Taker through a table, one of the announcers' tables. He was decimating it with a steel chair. Still couldn't put the Undertaker away. And then Reigns bounced off the ropes about twice on each side. Came back. Boom, hit Taker with a 4th spear. And 1, 2, 3, the Undertaker's 30-year career, at least in my opinion, comes to the sad, sad conclusion. And I think that this is an epic spit in the face moment for the Undertaker. I think they just desecrated this man's entire career in the span of this match, which ended about 17 minutes and 52 seconds ago. But yeah, it's just so sad. I grew up on The Undertaker, and now to see that he got subjected to losing his final match ever, more than likely, to Roman Reigns, who they wouldn't even pull the trigger on turning full heel for whatever reason. They kept him as a tweener or a babyface, probably. He's still probably a babyface. They subjected him to that and to lose against Roman Reigns, who got booed out of the building as soon as his music hit and as soon as he won the match. No one likes Roman Reigns. I don't get why the company insists on keeping Roman as the #1 top guy. He does not deserve that position. He certainly has not earned that position. But just look at the track record. And let's break down Roman Reigns' WrestleManias. WrestleMania 29, he and The Shield faced Sheamus, The Big Show, and Randy Orton and won. WrestleMania 30, The Shield faced the New Age Outlaws and Kane. The Shield won. WrestleMania 31, he faced Brock. Was going to win, but then Seth Rollins cashed in. That's a fact, by the way. We all know that's what the plan was. 32, the Roman Reigns defeats Triple H in the main event for the WWE Championship. 33, Roman beats Taker in the main event of WrestleMania. This is now his 3rd main event in a row. And if you read the dirt sheets or read the news this past week, the rumor is Vince McMahon wants Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship in the main event of WrestleMania in New Orleans next year. No wonder people don't like him. You shove him down our throats, and expect anyone other than women and children to get behind him. People cannot relate to Roman Reigns because no person on this planet, unless you're the son of a millionaire, gets handed things the way Roman Reigns does. Roman Reigns is not, and I know I've never stepped foot in a ring. I'm not a wrestler, yada yada yada. Bite me, I don't care what you have to say. Roman Reigns has not worked for anything. He went straight from NXT to the Shield. Seth Rollins worked through the Indies. Dean Ambrose worked through the Indies. These guys busted their ass to get where they are, and they're not in the positions they should be. But Roman Reigns gets the top billing because he... Oh, well, nice to see you again, Train. But Roman Reigns gets top billing because he is a good-looking guy with a couple of muscles who you can't even see because he wears that stupid protective vest, which clearly doesn't do anything because he sells body shots the same as everyone else, and because he's Vince's pet project. And now if we all had pet projects that didn't work, then I guess we'd all be billionaires because that's exactly what's happening. Vince McMahon is a billionaire with a pet project that isn't working and that hasn't worked. He was naturally getting over as a member of the Shield, but Vince said, oh, now that he's getting over, let's pull the trigger and force him down everyone's throat. And that's not how you're going to get Roman Reigns over. I'm not going to get into the conversation on how to get him over, but all I'm saying is this was the absolute worst way to send The Undertaker off against Roman Reigns when you're not even going to pull the trigger and make the man a full-fledged heel. This was atrocious. The match was fine. The ending was horrible, just due to the fact, not the fact that Roman won. Roman could win. Good, go ahead. I predicted Roman to win. I wanted Roman to win. But what I didn't want was Roman to still be the baby face who just beat The Undertaker, the most beloved character in the history of wrestling. He beat him for no reason, and he beat him clean. He didn't turn around and beat the hell out of Taker. He just walked up the ramp, went on his merry old way, probably to go see his dad, who got all upset at WrestleMania 31 because he got cashed in on by Seth Rollins and nobody bothered to tell him. Who cares? Screw your father. We all got fathers. Who cares? I don't care about your stupid dad. This is ridiculous. Like, I shouldn't be getting this heated about Roman Reigns. I should not be getting this heated about the face of the company. Like, I could only imagine the way that I would be reacting to John Cena if this exact moment was replicated but 10 years earlier. I could only imagine the way I would be reviewing Shawn Michaels versus John Cena at WrestleMania 23. I could only imagine. I would probably be lambasting John Cena for the same reasons that I'm lambasting Roman Reigns. Reigns deserves every bit of all the criticism he gets. Sure, he's a good worker. But the people that he surrounds himself with, or that not he surrounds himself with, but the other workers in the company are head over heels. I don't even know what the damn expression is. They are so much better than Roman Reigns. It's not even funny. But Roman's good, but I guess that's enough. No, it's not. And I really would like to see how Triple H would do this if he was running the company. I would like to see the kind of position that Roman Reigns is in. And I'd like to see who would be the face of the company if Roman Reigns, or if Triple H was the head of the WWE. But we're not going to be able to see that. And Roman Reigns is going to be fully entrenched as the main event guy when Triple H takes over. And that's sad. But I've already spent too long on this. So after the match, Roman walks his jolly stupid ass up the ramp and leaves. And Undertaker lays down in the ring for about 50 minutes. He gets up another half hour later. Puts his clothes back on, takes them all off again and sets them in the middle of the ring, gets out of the ring, kisses Michelle McCool in the mouth, his wife, and then walks up the ramp to the midway point where he entered, raises his right arm up, and then it lowers him back into the ramp where he came from, and then the whole arena goes dark. And then the gongs sound. And that is the last image we get is of Camping World Stadium, all pitch black. And I was looking at Twitter after WrestleMania, and people were saying how it felt like a funeral had just taken place inside the arena after WrestleMania. And I'm sure it would. Because a lot of the people that go to WrestleMania are your longtime fans. the people who know the history of the business, your marks, as you like to call them, everyone's familiar with The Undertaker. Everyone knows the greatness of The Undertaker, his 30-year legacy, what he's built, his loyalty to the company, how he's always been the go-to guy for Vince McMahon when he's put in a jam. And now it's probably all over. And I know that I was born 99, and I missed out on a lot of Undertaker stuff, but I also got to see a lot of great Undertaker stuff. And it makes me extremely sad as an uber fan of the business to see possibly the Undertaker's last match ever. And it's going to be sad next year at WrestleMania if we really don't have an Undertaker match. I'm going to look up and down the card, and you're just going to think that something is missing, and we're all going to know what it is. And it's just going to be terrible, but not many guys get to have the kind of career that the Undertaker had. And it's super sad to see it end like this, but it's also it's nice in the respect that it's the end of an era, and we could finally make that next step forward into ushering in the new era of wrestling. There's still a few guys who need to go in order to fully bring that era in. Triple H, John Cena, Randy Orton are probably the last guard to the old era. But obviously we're still going to have old guys being here in the company. But yeah, they're really the last guard, Triple H being the foundation of that. But seeing The Undertaker goes, it's a sad thing. But I'm just going to leave you guys on this note. Imagine what this match would have been like if the streak was still intact. I'm going to leave you guys with that message in your brains. Just think that one over as you go to bed, or as you wake up and listen to this with your morning cup of joe, or however you listen to this. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. WrestleMania 33, I'm going to give this show a 8 out of 10, and that is a very weak 8, but an 8 nonetheless. 8 out of 10 for WrestleMania 33. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed watching the whole show. So yeah, leave a comment down below of your thoughts about WrestleMania. Drop a like on this video, and if you have not already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, because that's the #1 way to help the channel. That's going to do it for me, your boy Hobo, and I will catch all of you guys in the next video.